Hey viewers! Positive news may seem rare at the moment, but it is still out there. A few days ago, the United Nations released the World Happiness Report. This report surveyed the state of global happiness, ranking 156 countries by how happy their citizens perceive themselves to be. The survey graded countries using the Gallup World Report and 6 other factors. These are levels of GDP, life expectancy, generosity, social support, freedom, and corruption income. The theme of this year's report was environments for happiness, with special attention to the social environment, happiness in urban and rural areas, and the natural environment, including links between happiness and sustainable development. So if you're wondering how your country fared on the report, keep watching today's video because we'll be telling you the top 10 happiest countries in the world. From Finland, Denmark, Switzerland, New Zealand, Iceland, and more. Watch till the end to find out what makes them the happiest countries. Number 10. Luxembourg. Just 4 years ago, this land of castles, lakes, and rolling hills occupied the 20th position in the happiness ranking. After years of moving up in the ranks, Luxembourg finally made it into the top 10. This small nation of about 600,000 people in the heart of Europe bears the distinction of being the only Grand Duchy in the world and is home to the restaurant with the largest wine list anywhere. It has about 2,200 different wines. However, these are not the reasons why Luxembourgers are so happy. Scoring above average in social connections, subjective well-being, and work-life balance, they have one of the highest voter turnouts in Europe, of about 91% in recent elections. They also have a rich and engaged cultural life and forests covering more than 1/3 of their country. While money can't buy happiness, it certainly doesn't hurt that Luxembourg is among the richest countries in the world, where workers enjoy an average gross salary of almost 5,000 euros per month. Number 9. Austria. Rising one spot from last year, Austria takes the place occupied last year by Australia. Unfortunately, Australia slipped out of the top 10 happiest countries for the first time since the UN began tracking the happiest countries in 2012. With low unemployment and inequality rates and high income per capita and life expectancy, this small haven of just 8.7 million people is an ideal place to live. Austrians' excellent quality of life goes hand in hand in their strong sense of community and civic duty. They have a high electoral participation rate of 75%, and they believe that actively protecting the environment equals protecting their sense of happiness. And of course, they are famed for their world-class architecture, dreamy landscapes with rolling hills, pristine lakes, and pretzels. Delicious, warm, fluffy pretzels. From skiing to the classical opera in Vienna, there's so much to do and see in this magical land. It's no wonder the Austrians are smiling from ear to ear. Enjoying this list so far? Well, keep watching because there's a lot more good stuff coming up. But before moving on, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos like this, and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any updates. Number 8. New Zealand. Home to 4.8 million people and 30 million sheep, for the second year running, New Zealand maintains the 8th spot in the survey. Kiwis take their happiness seriously and are quick to spring into action when something threatens it. After a mass shooting last year left 51 people dead at 2 mosques in Christchurch, it only took the government 6 days to ban military-style semi-automatic weapons. A few months later, the center-left coalition, led by Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern, launched the first well-being budget in the history of policymaking. This aimed at ensuring that objectives such as improving housing, cutting greenhouse gas emissions, and reducing child poverty were considered as equally important as fiscal matters in budgetary decisions. And it doesn't hurt that the country has a sprawling coastline of pristine beaches, jaw-dropping mountain peaks, and the world's favorite political leader, their Prime Minister. Number 7. Sweden. Sweden holds on to the 7th position in the ranking after climbing 2 spots in 2018. Sweden has consistently ranked high in the list thanks to its affluence, strong social support networks, and perceived honesty and accountability of its institutions. The Scandinavian country also boasts an enviable work-life balance. It offers the longest paid vacation period compared to any other country in the world, 25 days, while new parents can take up to 480 days during which they receive 80% of their salary. Although one downside is that the taxes are very high here. The personal income tax rate is above 60%. On the other hand, fiscal revenues pay for universal healthcare, free university, and a great number of social programs to help people learn new skills and take advantage of job opportunities. Number 6. The Netherlands. Despite slipping one spot lower in this year's ranking, people in the Netherlands still have few reasons to complain. The Dutch are more affluent, educated, and freer to make their own life choices than at any point in their country's history. They are so content with their way of living that they eradicated teenage angst. According to research, 94% of youngsters between the age of 12 and 18 claim to be happy with their lives. But isn't the whole country at constant risk of being swallowed up by rising seas because of its low sea level? Not at all. While rising sea levels caused by global warming are certainly a concern, only 26% of the land and 21% of the population are located below sea level. In addition, the country is protected from flooding and storm surges by an extensive and sophisticated series of walls, dikes, dams, floodgates, drainage ditches, canals, and pumping stations. Number 5. Norway. Norway has been dropping in the ranks since 2017, but it held the top spot, and this year it comes in as the 5th happiest country in the world. But there's not too much to complain about. It has a good mix of well-integrated government welfare systems and a thriving economy. Norway is also very focused on the responsible management of its natural resources, some of them being good riddance to fossil fuel-powered cars. This balanced approach means that very few are left behind, and the feelings of social support, trust in government, and economic well-being that come from it all contribute to overall happiness. Number 4. Iceland. Iceland is proud that they can count on a fellow citizen when the going gets rough. This perhaps became most obvious in the wake of the country's post-2007 financial collapse and subsequent revitalization. You'd think that the perpetual flood of American tourists to Reykjavik might have dealt a blow to the residents' happiness. It's gotta be a little harder to get that dinner reservation than it used to be, but when it comes to well-being, the Icelanders are unfazed. Perhaps it has something to do with the fact that they can always escape the city to the countryside that looks like another planet. Not to mention, it's one of the best places to see the natural magic of the Northern Lights. Number 3. Switzerland. Switzerland has moved up 3 spots this year. It's a country where everything is voted on, from how many vacation days workers should have to how many immigrants should be allowed in the country, and referendums down to the local level happen many times a year. This system of direct democracy means that Swiss citizens feel an unparalleled sense of participation in their country's evolution. From landmark decisions on human rights to whether a new traffic light should be installed in their neighborhood, the Swiss are known to be insular, and it can be off-putting to first-time visitors. But there is a strong social fabric held together by a belief that every voice matters, which can go a long way towards feeling content. Number 2. Denmark. Denmark remained in the number 2 spot this year. The country ranks near the top in all the metrics data geeks at the UN poured over for the report, from life expectancy, social support, to generosity. But not just that, Denmark is also a country which is hugely committed to renewable energy production. About 47% of its energy was wind generated in 2019. It's also home to the world's most bike-friendly city and a coastline that you could spend a lifetime exploring. The country's happiness certainly comes in part from a respect for the planet it's built on. But a recent study from the Copenhagen-based Happiness Research Institute, whose existence is probably reason enough for a top spot, narrows down Denmark's happiness to a number of different categories. These include trust in the government, economic security, freedom, civil participation, and work-life balance. Our main takeaway from the Institute's continuing research is that if you want to be happy, the first step is to stop stressing about how happy you are and go for a bike ride. Number 1. Finland. For the 3rd year in a row, Finland is number 1 when it comes to happiness. The country consistently ranks among the top education systems in the world, occasionally beaten out by countries like South Korea, Japan, and Singapore. Much of that educational success comes from a widespread reverence for teachers, who are required to have a master's degree, which is state-funded, and a pedagogical system that focuses less on quantitative testing and more on experimental learning and equal opportunity. In particular, Helsinki was also noted as the happiest city in the world. It's a much-loved land of excitement and wild beauty. Whether it's skiing or snowboarding at resorts, trekking the national parks, or trying local cuisine, there are so many different sights to see for all residents and travelers. Did your country make the list? What country are you from? Let us know in the comments section below. Enjoyed this video? Hit like, share, and subscribe to Bestie. Wait! What kind of bestie are we if we don't tell you about our other awesome videos? Go ahead, choose the left or right video, and enjoy.